All right, we're up here today in Bingo Akasaka, sort of a suburb of Fukuyama City, snaking through this valley between mountains. We're here because of some stuff that I'm looking at on Google Earth that looks really attractive to me. And if it's attractive to me, maybe it's attractive to some giant forest people called Hibagon, the Japanese Bigfoot. Here's a deceased one on a top 3 Japanese network. And here's a reconstruction by our very own amazingly skilled reconstruction clerk here on Team Hibagon. So we're in Bingo Akasaka testing another hunch. I'm predicting or hypothesizing that we're going to find Hibagon Sasquatch structures here. And right off, the fairies have gotten into my camera and set it on slow motion recording. More electronic interference that I can't explain. I did not go into the settings, and no one else touched this camera. But anyway, this is Bingo Akasaka, and we're going to look just north of this housing development here. So zooming in, we find lots of water. You know, you need a good water source, especially if you're running around the mountains all day. Now we see a mysterious big hole in the earth. I don't believe in interdimensional portals, not until you show me one. But I do believe in cave systems, natural cave portals. We see what looks like an escarpment, which separates this highland up here, and it would keep out nosy, meddling humans like me. Nice for privacy. And lastly, a gankai right here. You'll remember that word, I'm sure. It means a boulder field. And that stone axe-carrying Hibagon was spotted near a boulder field in Kui, in Mihara, where a man disappeared from that Kui Gankai. He's on the national police list of mysteriously disappeared persons, the one that Hiroshima Prefecture is so badly overrepresented on. And I believe there is a Sasquatch boulder field connection in North America, too. And a missing persons boulder field connection, too. So all of this drew me here, me and the gang. Well, bad news. The road to the dam is blocked. That was our plan, to go up to the dam first and then work our way through the trees up to that gankai. But the road is closed. No trespassing, it says. No one is to enter under any circumstances. It's emphatic, and unfortunately, my wife is here, and if she were a Dungeons and Dragons character, she would be somewhere in the lawful spectrum of alignments. So that means she feels that signs like these are to be obeyed. So maybe I should have just come alone. What else is here? This big old monument, it says here, don't get too close. The monument is wobbly, and it'll roll on you and squash you dead. There's this pond. We can at least get near the pond. I see some boulders up there. Probably the edge of that boulder field, which we're not going to see today. Well, suddenly my family gets all happy and excited in slow motion, and their happiness is really annoying to me because I'm sulking about the closed road and, well, even more than that, my wife's stubborn lawfulness. I'll show you what they're looking at the end of the video. It's really nice. But while they're involved in that, I find a trail back there. Let's follow it. And I'll speed most of this up to normal speed. Quite steep here and quite narrow, and a slip would have put me in the pond. Okay, I'm slowing back down for this. What is this? What is this? I think I know what it is, but you tell me what you see. Okay, carrying on. A log across the trail. This log has been broken off that upright that you see in the center. Ripped off, broken off, and carried over here and laid across the trail with some other imported sticks. Peeled and imported sticks. Well, I'm not going to bring my family this way, and I'm certainly not going alone, so I leave this area for now. I try not to be a big old fraidy cat, but I also try not to be foolhardy. That's a roadblock, and it seems to say, keep out. Now, whoever is making that statement is big and strong enough to rip a tree in half. I don't want to go out of my way to make him mad. Not if I'm alone, and also not if my kids are with me. I go jogging down the road because on our way up here, I spotted another trail going into the mountain. But I've got to find it before my law-abiding minder catches up with me.
Now this looks to me like a game trail. I'd like the game clerk's opinion on this, but let's peek in here. There's water. And then you see how it comes through that bamboo. And the bamboo up there has been pushed down. Pushed down, but that's about 8 feet up. Interesting. You can see how thick this is along the road. All right, here's our way in. I don't see any no trespassing signs, so, well, except for the rope right across there. Just look a little. Cemetery. A woman in Takehara City was, I believe, caused to disappear mysteriously from a cemetery. One summer morning, she's on our list. A cemetery very much like this one. huh? Broken off and placed here. Not cut. Broken. Broken. Ouch! And that looks like a game trail. But I'm not following it.
Now that is indeed some kind of trail, and it seems to lead over here to another Gankai boulder field. There are two timbers here, giant timbers laid out in an X. They're ripped right off those uprights. They match, the ends match. And other bits of timber are stuffed here over by these rocks. I'd say this is probably the work of the same character who roadblocked that other trail. Okay, it's time to rejoin my family, waiting on the road down below.
Listen, wood knocks. I heard wood knocks. Two knocks, a break, and then two more knocks. Then I turn the camera on. Mushroom cap in the middle of the trail. Just the cap. There. 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 Cluck, cluck. Bonk, bonk, like that. Hear that?
I'm sorry the camera microphone doesn't pick up those knocks. I'll describe them. As I was leaving, I heard tock tock, followed by a more distant tick tick. A call and response. And the response was very quick. I want to say inhumanly quick or superhumanly. Then there were more tock tocks, but no more tick ticks. I interpret it this way. Tock tock is notification, opening the channel. Tick tick means I read you loud and clear. Good buddy. So the channel is open. We've established that. Now continued tock tocks. Update, Mr. Tick Tick, on the situation. When I left the area, all of the knocking stopped. Now we are near civilization, right on the edge of it. But there was no construction going on in the area. My family, that's all three of them, all three people waiting down on the road, heard no knocking. So I don't think it came from the housing development. It didn't sound like a hammer. I used to be a carpenter's assistant for years. I know what hammers sound like. It wasn't a hammer. About direction, it's hard to say, but I would guess north of the cemetery, in the bush. And for distance, I'm totally guessing now, but the tock tock maybe 100 meters away, maybe closer. Tick tick, maybe 200 meters away. It sounded about double the distance from me. I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel I was in danger, although I might have felt that way if I had stuck around. I don't know. I was excited and on very high alert, but not really scared. And who knows, if I had had a trail cam in my backpack and been intending to deploy it, maybe things would have gone a different way. So that's this very interesting area. If you check it out at home, you'll find lots more stuff to look at and wonder about. That mysterious hole in the earth turns out to be more like a chunk taken out of the mountain. Maybe an ancient mine or quarry. Could these Gonkai Boulderfield boulders have come from there? I don't know. But why would you dump them there? Dig them out and then dump them. That doesn't make any economic sense. That parabolic curve looks familiar, and it looks artificial. If you remember this cliff and others, we have these parabolic, artificial-looking cliffs all over the place here. So check that out. See what you think about the orientation. Does it line up with an important sunrise, for example? There is a Hibagon megalith connection here, for sure. And finally, the cause of my family's excitement, an insect which had been on my daughter's wish list of insects that they'd like to see one day. I guess these things are pretty rare. My wife had never seen one in her whole life, and she's pretty outdoorsy and pretty observant, so a lifetime first for her and our daughters, and me too. This dragonfly, called a butterfly dragonfly, a chotombo or chochotombo. Beautiful creature, I must say. Not the one I came to see, but I definitely appreciate it. And the no trespassing signs were disappointing, but I still saw and heard enough for me. Hunch confirmed by my standards, confirmed in spades. And you will note on the map it's almost unbroken wilderness from here. In fact, it may be unbroken, all the way up to where the Ashita River makes that bend, that spooky place where I took you last time, the time before Grandma's house. Okay, I'd like to come back here again without my wife and children, but with another man or woman. There's obviously a lot more to explore here. We just touched the surface. How I wished that we had a drone. I think we'd get some real good use out of a drone, but it would have to be a good drone, not just a toy. Wow, what a morning. Okay, you take care because I love you. So have a great weekend. Somebody gave me about $100 worth of Wagyu steak. So my family's going to feast this weekend. Maybe I'll take you out back to my megalithic kitchen and give you a little cooking show. I don't know. Okay, thank you. I love you. Bye-bye.